Welcome back to another episode of Decentralized Chain. It's Feroz, and in today's episode, I am going to be catching up with Richard Parris, co-founder of Saito, to get the latest and greatest in terms of what's been happening over the past month. We're going to be talking about team updates, we're going to be talking about partnerships, listings, development, and much more. So stay tuned for that. And if this is the first time you're here and you want to learn more about crypto, whether it's news, insights, or analysis to help you get that edge, start now by hitting the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. Better still, why don't you come on over and join us in the Telegram channel? Plenty of crypto enthusiasts. No question is certainly too big, and definitely no question is too small to help you on that crypto journey. Now, let's jump into the interview and see exactly what Richard had to say. Richard, welcome back to the show. Great to have you here.
It's great to be back. I'm actually dialing in from a blockchain conference here, so
yeah, I was going to say,
taking a little step out to chat.
I was going to say, it didn't seem like your usual house background that we normally have.
This is not the new Cytoplex. We haven't gone all out.
Not just yet. Not just yet.
No,
so how have you been? How have you been in general? Keeping well?
It's been really good. I feel like the last month and a bit's been very much heads down for the project, but coming out of that with a really positive feeling about where we're at and moving forward. And I think we'll probably touch on a few of the reasons why today.
Yeah, no, definitely looking forward to it. So, let's kick off. In terms of the team, how's all that looking? Still expansions going on, or we got a full complement now?
No, definitely not a full complement. And I think we've had a bit of that knot to untie of who do we need for what, and then what can you achieve with who?
Yeah.
And so part of that heads down has really been getting enough of a boundary around this sort of Rust implementation, what that means, some other key partnerships and pieces in place so we can really tighten up on the roadmap. And I think we'll start seeing us able to much better communicate that for the community, but also to act on it. So one big thing that's come out, I think we have 4 current job openings right now.
Okay.
And some of those we would fully intend they would bring on their own resources and possibly flesh out teams as well.
Okay.
We don't want to become a huge centralized team. We want to work with community, but we still need a lot more capacity inside the project to really execute on that. So it's really positive that side.
I mean, you touched on community, and the last time we caught up, we had the ambassador programs kicking off. We had tournaments. You've got the town halls, you've got the voice. So in terms of the next steps around there, can you talk a bit more about the sort of marketing direction we're taking?
I'm pleased you're also leaving out some of the things we've done that really haven't yielded what we kind of wanted. Some of them kind of more traditional, some of them wackier. A big thing has been also like the Saitos and Voice, which has been a real success inside the community, and I love to see the engagement we get with that. But has been a little bit thin on bringing new people in. Maybe it's too much in talk. So while I've really enjoyed doing that, I think the community is loving it. What we're seeing is we're kind of not leaving anything untried. We're not guessing. We're trying to actually trial things, see what really works, see what connects with the community, and also see what connects us to new people the best, and doubling down on those things. So we've got some really exciting stuff coming up with, trying to engage more at a project-to-project level, get in front of more people that way, and kind of refining what we're doing. We're taking everything we do as a learning thing, and we're trying to do stuff better for the project at each step. So I've got some stuff I don't want to quite let it out of the bag yet, but I think people will be really excited about in terms of broader engagement. And it's a really positive feeling that we're starting to feel like we know what's working, what's really connecting, and what's not. And we're also refining it. So I think things like voice, we're working toward making that a bit more of a summary rather than a full explanation, sort of explication of things that have happened, because that's really more value to people. But that's come out of the fact that we're getting asked for it by people who are reading the current versions. That's really cool.
I mean, it's all about iterations, right? And sort of finding the sweet spot at the end, really, more than anything else.
Well, there's a difference between knowing what you're doing and being able to execute perfectly on each piece. You still have to, get good at it. So that's really where we are. Yeah.
So, I mean, previously we had what do we have? We had anything on listings that you can share? Any potential?
Got some good calls coming up.
Yeah.
So I think there's a few things going on. One is just as I think you've seen, there's been a few treasury moves. We've just been making sure money's safely and properly taken care of and locked up. Part of that is I think we'll definitely look at a Uniswap USDT Saito channel in the near future, just to make sure for people in the community who want to stack Saito that there's another option, especially if they're working from USDT, that they're not eating another ETH transfer fee. Particularly with gas where it is. And then we've got a couple of other options coming up that trying to kind of get in play, hopefully in the sort of next 2 weeks, which will give people just more options. And I think that what we're seeing is, some really dedicated people, grabbing as much Saito as they can out of every paycheck or something like that. And that's kind of, as someone who's running a project, you can't ask for more than that. And you want to do everything you can to make sure that people are getting the most value out of that they can. So, working hard on that front.
I mean, talking about value, I mean, let's talk about partnerships. I mean, the last major one that we covered was the Elrond partnership, but also since then, you've had a partnership with StackOS as well, and I think that's pretty key, right? Because it really drives home just how cool Web3 is, really. And I'd love to just talk a bit more about that.
That was one of those things where I kind of had it on my to-do list and I've run the ultimate Cytozen website off StackOS infrastructure. And I did that as a kind of partnership thing because it would have been very easy for us to clone what we do now quite simply. And just going through that process was a real eye-opener. It's like how much is happening. You can't miss a step in the industry, particularly just going through the process of getting some, using MetaMask basically to attach to their infrastructure, using my keys as my ident, spinning up infrastructure in a completely permissionless way, no terms and conditions, no me giving them my identity and promising them my credit card, anything like that. Just grab some tokens, hop on, pick what I want, launch, do what I want. And it was a pretty smooth experience. I had some weird requirements and they talked them through with me. But it was just really great to go back to basics on a product I need that I use all the time. I mean, I'm a heavy cloud infrastructure user running a project like Saito. And to see that done in a much more Web3 way with a truly permissionless interface, it was really nice reset to be like, wait, this is it. This is actually the pieces of the puzzle fitting together. So kudos to them. Their roadmap's pretty cool when you look at it from the perspective of anyone who wants IT infrastructure, not just Web3 stuff. Hat tip to them, really good work and really enjoyed the process of kind of getting up to speed on what they're doing and they're using it.
And any more future partnerships coming up for us?
Again, they're all pre-announcements. So there's a couple of things. One is working more closely with our partners. Going back to what we were saying about marketing. The best marketing we have had has been finding people in partner communities by partnering and by making, sort of working together who are also interested in Saito. So those, our partner's doing A, we're doing B, but a lot of people who are interested in A will also have an interest in what we're doing. And that's fantastic. So we're really looking to double down and help try and amplify the cool things that partners are doing. And a lot of that will just be, doing things together and not just technically or not just at the project level, but actually, events and those sorts of things. So, kind of outreach.
I think one of the cool things that I genuinely like, and that I've kind of seen with Saito, and there are other projects that do it as well, is that, we have in this space a lot of, who's partnering with who, is it just in it for the name's sake more than anything else? But here it's a true value exchange more than anything else. It's not just, we've partnered with X, Y, Z for the name and for the prestige that comes with it, but there is an actual exchange of value between the projects that are being partnered here.
Absolutely. So, I am regularly on Telegram with at least 2 or 3 of our partners, organizing stuff, doing things together, etc. And then at the same time, I think it's just, we turned down a partnership offer this week because we just couldn't see a way to make it more than a title only, a PR event partnership. And good project, nice people, nothing against them. It was just not the right thing to do because it would have put us in a position to say, well, okay, we're going to be doing more talking, but there's nothing we can really work on together. And I think that's really been the way to go. So, for instance, we are hard at work on the next steps for the Elrond partnership. And in fact, I think that'll be bigger than people are anticipating how that's going to play out. But to us, that's really important because we also just don't want to waste time. We're not here to promote empty shells. We've got plenty of really real things to work on.
Yeah, no, exactly. Developing and delivering more than anything else.
Right.
So, I mean, talking about development, I mean, what's the latest front in terms of sort of overall project development? I mean, last time we spoke, you had the Rust version was all coming together.
Yeah.
You had your Web3 milestone grant milestone 1 accepted, and we had the Dot Arcade as well. What else can you share beyond that?
So, I mean, there's a bunch of fronts. Some of them are really deep and technical, like the Rust roadmap really kind of bolting into place. And, you need to go into the code base and see that sort of thing from a developer's perspective. At the same time, what I was mentioning with the Elrond project, we're looking at taking that .arcade work and really generalizing that. And that's going to have some big implications for people developing on Saito. And then at the same time, over the summer break, travel being a bit difficult here, my son was in the office with us a lot of the time. And he and I actually developed a game together, which we put on Saito. I just launched it this morning. It's not the Twilight Struggle or Red Imperium, our really big, kind of brand name games with all the oomph and power. It's quite a simple one, but the fact that it was developed by a 10-year-old with some help from me over a couple of weeks is pretty cool. And I hope people enjoy playing it, and we'll try and get some community engagement on like make him work and do some bug fixes and some improvements.
There you go. And what's the game called, Richard?
It's called this year. It's 5 in a row played on a Go board. I think it's called Gobang or Gokomo.
Okay.
Outside China, we picked my son and I picked that because we play it with each other every now and then. So it was something with simple rules, simple game dynamics. I mean, the game is 300 lines of code without comments, and then I put a lot of comments in there for anyone it was simple enough to do. I thought actually this could be a really useful tutorial. So I put a huge amount of comments in to try and help people learn how to do something like that on Saito if they want to. So contact us if you're interested in building something.
No, it's fantastic. It's really good to see as well. I would say the younger generation also getting involved, at such an early stage as well, because it really does paint a picture for where we're going as well.
Yeah, well, it's a very interesting world where he's sort of got this at his fingertips, whereas, I mean, when I was his age, I remember going to the local library to see a modem connect to computers.
Yeah, no, exactly. I might be showing my age. I mean, I think I started off on Pascal, so
right,
and that goes back a good few years.
I learned a lot about programming, writing Pascal Risk, the board game Risk. We used to program bots and play each other bot to bot. That's also how much of a geek I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, look, Richard, thank you for taking the time out of your conference today to kind of just really give us a bit of an update overall. And any last parting words before we close the call? Saito.io/jobs. Get the word out. There's some really cool jobs coming up, and we're really hoping to fill them with top class people. So that's got to be the biggest thing we're doing over the next month, is trying to fill those 4 roles. Fantastic. Well, look, Richard, thank you for your time, and let's catch up again and get another update soon. Thanks, Rose. Always great to chat.